You have an incredible amount of power at this moment in time. Why should we trust you?
You shouldn't.
This guy is Sam Altman, the founder and CEO of OpenAI and one of the most influential human beings of our time. Throughout this week, I spent hours studying his interviews, blog posts, and speeches. But more than that, I didn't just pay attention to what he says, but to how he acts, and I was surprised with that. In this video, I'll break down 3 major lessons and 7 specific points I learned from Sam, including how to use them, especially if you are building something. Whether you're an entrepreneur, student, or just hungry to improve, this is episode 1 of the What I've Learned From series, and you're just getting started. The first point is the one that is by far the most important, also the most overlooked. Focus on exponential growth. Sam often talks about how the biggest returns in life come from things that compound, like skills, relationships, and companies. In the conversation, he once said, "You get truly rich by owning things that grow while you sleep." That blew my mind. Too often we chase instant results, but Sam plays a longer game. He's always thinking in decades, not days. How can we execute that? Start now. Choose projects, skills, and people with long-term potential. Don't chase shiny objects. Build momentum slowly and let it multiply. Whether you're learning to code, growing a YouTube channel, or building a startup, consistency compounds. But after being consistent, there's one thing that most of us will completely neglect, when in reality, it should actually be one of the first things that we do. It is to compound energies. Sam believes energy and intensity are some of the rarest and most valuable traits. He said once, "Be around people who make you feel more alive. The energy you absorb affects what you can build." This is completely true, because if you're ambitious, you should surround yourself with ambitious people. If you love art, you should surround yourself with people who love art. If you love video games and making video games, you should surround yourself with people who love making video games, so that you can build that momentum, push through difficulties, cut out useless distraction, build with focus and passion, all that with the energy they transfer to you. This next point I'm about to share with you is perhaps the most disregarded step of all of them, and yet is the one that drives the most results. Most people aim too small. Someone wrote, "You get better results by aiming higher." It's weird but true. He noticed that most people play it safe. They underestimate what they can do. When Sam backed Airbnb or Stripe early on, those companies sounded crazy, but Sam saw big vision behind the chaos. You should raise your standards. Don't just aim for good, aim for great. Think bigger. Ask yourself, what would this look like if I weren't afraid? In addition, aiming for great doesn't mean being reckless. That's why we have the 4th point. Take smart risk. Being bold doesn't mean being reckless. Sam looks for asymmetric risk. This is a risk situation where the potential rewards greatly outweigh the potential loss. In other words, this is a situation where the upside is massive and the downside is survivable. When OpenAI started building GPT, the world thought it was science fiction. Sam and his team took their risk but backed it with smart bets, hiring the best people, securing funding, and having a mission that drove everyone. How can we use that? We should look for bold ideas but ground them in research, team, and purpose. We should be courageous, not careless. The next one is something I think is known by much, forgotten by many, and considered by less. It is something we think about, but we really never put the concrete on the idea. It is legendary. Relentless execution. Ideas are cheap, execution is king. Someone said, "Everyone has ideas. What matters is who can build." He's obsessed with getting things done fast and well. When OpenAI decided to launch ChatGPT, they shipped it quickly and kept improving it weekly. That mindset led to billions of users, and we can see that is the same thing they're doing with AGI now. How can we use that? We shouldn't wait for perfect. We should start small and iterate. Build, test, improve. Action beats analysis every time. And as Sam says, there are at least 1,000 times more people that have good ideas than people are willing to do the kind of work it takes to turn a great idea into a great company. Yes, you should execute, but your execution has to matter. That brings us to point 6. work on things that matter deeply. One of Sam's guiding questions is, will this matter in 10 years? He avoids short-term noise and focuses on long-term impact. That's why OpenAI focuses on AGI, not just for the tools or futures, but for the long-term positive or negative impact it will have on our life and society. Reason why you have to ask yourself, am I just being busy or am I working on something meaningful? Choose missions, not tasks. And that's why point 7 come into place. It is something you have to carry all your life. Relentless learning is the real superpower. One of his biggest secrets is how fast he learns. He reads constantly, surrounds himself with brilliant people, and experiments like a scientist. In one interview, someone asked him his secret, and he said, most people stop learning after school, but the best one never stop. Regardless of your domain, apply this by reading daily, reflect weekly, surround yourself with people who challenge you, make learning a lifestyle, not a phase. So, what did I learn from Sam Altman? That compounding is the secret to everything. That bold vision matters more than safe plans. That execution and learning beats talent and luck. More than anything, I learned to take my time seriously, to treat each day as a break in the empire I'm building. But there is something I didn't tell you at the start of this video. Everything I told you is completely useless if you don't use it to improve. If you apply even one of these ideas consistently, you'll move faster than you ever move. So tell me in the comments which lesson hits you the hardest. And if you are serious about building your vision, subscribe for more videos like this. I'm just getting started. In the beginning, I said I was surprised with that, because when you look at Sam Altman, you think that he's just a CEO. But what some of you don't know is that he first founded Loop and he became the CEO of Y Combinator. He was very young, and before him, many were in Y Combinator, but he was the one who was
made him the president of Y Combinator.
Yeah, he is going to be the boss. I'm not running the show anymore. It's Sam's show now.
That's why I said I was surprised with how he acts, because if you download the knowledge of others, you can really improve by yourself and go faster than you think. This is Herogenius, and remember, the future belongs to the bold. May God guide us on the right path. He bless the hostels, and see you in the next one.